Hello and welcome, ladies, gentlemen all, to another installation of this austro-hungarian Rise of Flight career. Another day, another botched landing. This time, however, uninjured and on the right side of the lines, Vikram made his way back to base on foot, and horse-drawn cart, perhaps. Back at base, the air was abuzz with the somewhat exaggerated news of his recent successes. Did you hear? Vikram dove on the Russian alone, bold as brass. I heard the squadron leader was set ablaze at first touch by Vikram's guns. Yes, you could see the plume of smoke from Vienna, or near it like anyways. Was it two he shot down? Nah, 3 against 1, and he got 'em all. 3 confirmed, aye, please. But Horst was there, says there must have been 5 at least. Needless to say, Vikram spent the afternoon telling and retelling that tale, or versions of it, and woke the next morning with a heavy head, 3 confirmed kills, and an elderly gentleman presenting him the Imperial Order for Bravery. He also got like 5 other medals that I've just never noticed before. But then, this being war and all, and being a video series and not a radio drama, it's back into the saddle. Laden with medals, we're now going on a longish line patrol up north, I believe. Yes. Simple stuff. Ingress north-northeast. Totter up this way like. Crossing the lines. And back before we make the probably rather dull return trip in relative safety. Then again, those words have taken on a different meaning lately, haven't they? We'll see if we get pounced by the enemy as soon as we take off. And speaking of takeoff, here we go. Another dawn patrol, it would seem. Is there only the 2 of us? Huh. I don't fancy the odds. No, wait. We've just been promoted. Alright, so 4 of us. That's better. In case we better start the engine. We have a very slight crosswind from the left. Shouldn't be a problem. Taking off pretty much in the takeoff direction. And off we go, easy as pie. The rest of our wingmen are taking off. Now then, this should be a simple mission. But then again, so should they all. Let's get our map set up. That. Very well, I don't have any interesting tidbits of information for you this time. So all there is to do is to make a cut here, and I'll see you when the action happens. Which, considering last time, might be sooner rather than later. I'll let you know. Welcome back as we come upon the first waypoint, and very choppy skies. You might notice already that the wind is kicking me about like a sad puppy. A sad puppy with machine guns. So we shall be turning, nothing dramatic, a couple of degrees to the east. As soon as we reach the limits of this forest there. Here we go. Who knows, this might be one of those boring and lazy episodes that we used to have. Ah, the good old days. Now my cat is climbing on my shoulder with claws. This is a problem that real World War I pilots had too. Ow. Ow, ow, ow. This is why they wore scarves. Now he's rubbing his face against the microphone. Not a problem that World War I pilots had. Hey, Matty, would you kindly desist? Sir? Sir, I implore you. Thank you. And with all the drama of a wet paper bag, we have turned onto course. So let's see, how's the mission looking? Right, so we're coming up fast on the second waypoint, which is where we shall cross the lines and head north-north-northeast, I reckon. North by northeast. I never did find out what happened to our wingman last time. I didn't have a flight recording I could check. But it seems that most of them survived anyway and made it way back here. Alright, here we go. Turning north by northeast. Check the compass real quick. Yeah, pretty much. Navigating is one of those things that you'd think you'd hate. I mean, I know that I'm kind of cheating right now because I do get the... I don't get a mark for myself, but I do get a mark for friendly planes, which, when you're flying in formation, is roughly the same thing. However, on multiplayer and whatnot, and when flying these missions without recording them, I found that I've grown to quite enjoy the navigating aspect of it. When I started out flying Racer Flight a while back, I remember our first multiplayer mission. Me and Kayla, Mr. Potlocket, as some of you may know him, basically got up in our kites and then spent 2 hours flying around until our fuel ran out, finding absolutely nothing, and without having the slightest clue about where we were. I would reckon we were miles and miles and miles away from the actual combat mission area. Everything looked the same, and you know, once you've gotten lost, it's kind of hard to find your way back home again. Whereas if you keep basic track of your whereabouts as you set off, it's not all that difficult. Slight update, by the way, vis-a-vis the joystick mount that I mentioned a couple of episodes ago. It's working out pretty damn great, if I say so myself. Used to be I couldn't fly a single mission without ending up with cramps that would sometimes last for days, which, let me tell you, isn't very pleasant. Now I've been flying for... well, I haven't been flying for hours, but I can fly for hours without the least bit of discomfort in my arm. This is using it as the center-mounted position, but I reckon side-by-side mount would work just as well. So yeah, consider that my final say and my actual honest recommendation. Expensive as all hell, but yeah, it's a good piece of kit, no doubt about it. It also makes it very easy for me to simply stow the joystick away to the side or somewhere else whenever I'm not using it. Not that I'm ever not using it, but it's a thought that counts. That will be the 4th waypoint reached, and we are now starting to descend, heading back across towards friendly lines. No sight of the enemy so far. So the only real chance of me wrecking this bird and killing Vikram this episode is botching another landing. Now I will say that the Halberstadt is probably not the easiest bird to land. It stalls very easily, it's heavy and rather slow. So it has a high stall speed. But that is really no excuse for me botching all of these landings. My recommendations for landing this thing, not that I've made the greatest impressions with my landing so far, so take my advice as you will, is to come in with a rather flat landing approach, but with fairly high speed, and then set her down on her toes and keep her there for as long as you can manage. That last bit goes for most of the planes in this game, really. Most tail draggers. Early tail draggers. I especially would advise against a 3-point landing in anything with a blip switch. And a rotary. It's the torque in those things. Golly gee Jiminy. Well, it's not proving to be a very interesting flight. Truth be told, I'm fine with that this time. Instead, we've had quite a beautiful scenic route. Maybe the enemy has wisened up to attacking Vikram. At least that's what he thinks. The wind up here is rather fickle, though. I'll say that much. That will be us turning We've reached the final waypoint, the offensive part. So this is us turning back towards base. We're now back on our side of the lines, albeit very barely. Keep in mind we're still practically straddling the front. And if nothing's happened so far, I very much doubt that anything will happen now. Alright, well, you've been with me so far, so it seems only fair to call this a cut. And I'll see you as we get closer to base. Ta-ta. I think it's time we turn, yes indeed. away from the front and set a course for home. We have the great shape of the foot forest beneath us. And then 1, 2, 3, follow the line of those little forests, and there you have it. There's our target, the airfield. Kind of hard to make out at this distance though. Never fear, we'll get there. Wait, what on earth are you doing all the way over there? Two of them information and one of them on actual landing approach. That seems strangely according to procedure. What are they, in a holding pattern? Never seen the AI do that before. Those I want to see. Nope, he's ignoring the airfield. He's going on a hike. Oh well, screw this nonsense. Cut to landing, if you please. Alright, so we'll be coming in from this direction, I think. Make a pass and then turn back north. Let's see, coming in, yes. Over those two and along that ridge of trees. Seems fair. But it's dropping, we can put in a bit more throttle. Give it a bit more power because we don't want to stall. Also, this wind is making me a bit nervous. And then flare and set her down. And keep her on her toes. There we go. Oh, a bit more power, please. Keep her straight. And then there we go. See? I can land it without crashing. Very well, ladies and gentlemen. That was an uneventful flight. But, you need to mix it up now and then, don't you? Here's to hoping that the next episode will be more of what we had last time. Alright, it's been a pleasure as always. Thank you for watching. See you next time.